Every day, more and more OEM EVO parts are being discontinued, and this is a trend I don't see changing anytime soon. So whenever I find a rather unique aftermarket automotive part option for the EVO 8, definitely seems like something worth sharing with my audience. All of the items today we'll be looking at are from Wunderladen Racing. They've also been gracious enough to provide a discount code, so if you use Boosted Films 10, you should be able to get 10% off your order. That said, this is not a sponsored video. I did purchase these items myself, and really I just want to give you some information into these items. Of course, let you know they exist, but also show you what they're for, more details about these exact products, so you can make a good informed decision when it comes to purchasing parts for your EVO. I also think it's just generally good to support people that are creating these aftermarket parts to kind of help keep the EVO platform alive. So the three items I have today include this ethanol sensor bracket, the rear camber alignment locks, and this reverse exhaust cam sensor housing. And since I have all these items in front of me, we're going to do a deep dive on all of these. But before I do, I just wanted to mention that Wunderladen Racing is working on a prototype version of the EVO 8 and 9 5-speed shifter cables. So I think that's a great option because, of course, the OEM cables are discontinued. So if this is something that you think they should keep making, if we could get these at a reasonable price, I think it'd be great to have an aftermarket shifter cable option. Let me know in the comment section down below so they see there's a demand for those shifter cables. So with that, let's get into some details about these three products in front of me. First up is the EVO 8 reverse exhaust cam sensor housing. So the OEM EVO 8 camshaft position sensor, or CPS, is located at the end of the exhaust camshaft, sticking out of the back of the valve cover. And the OEM housing for the sensor points this sensor towards the front of the car, which is kind of right above the exhaust manifold. And that, of course, isn't ideal for keeping it away from heat exposure. So any exhaust manifold is going to generate a lot of heat, but if you add in an aftermarket tubular manifold or people just remove their heat shields, then you're going to add additional unwanted heat exposure to this camshaft position sensor. But as you can see, this new housing would rotate the exhaust cam sensor a full 180 degrees to relocate it to the side of the engine where less exhaust heat is present. This also improves the aesthetics of the engine and can give it more of a wire tuck look, since the wires running to the sensor no longer need to be pointed outward towards that front side of the car. The specific housing and cover are both sealed using an O-ring, so no more messing around with silicone or RBT and any non-reusable type gasket to seal the housing and the sensor. This housing and cover is made from billet 6061 aluminum in anodized black and includes stainless steel hardware. But of course, just a note, this is for the EVO 8 head, the non-MIVAC head. It would actually fit on an EVO 9 head, but it would interfere with the OEM intake cam housing. So there's differences there between the MIVAC and non-MIVAC. I recommend you just reach out to the company if you're interested in making this work on your EVO 9. So this product is good for anyone running an aftermarket exhaust manifold or anyone that just really wants to clean up the look of their engine bay. Currently, the price for this reverse cam sensor housing is around $260. The second item is less of an OEM replacement, but still something I really wanted to look into. This custom bracket is designed to work with the EVO 8 or 9 to mount this ethanol sensor to your firewall. So no hate on the zip tie mount option. That can certainly work well to get the job done when you need it, but I can't wait to add this to my black EVO and cut out my not so fancy zip tie setup. This bracket mounts to an unused stud on the firewall, and it's completely plug and play, so no modifications are required to make it work properly. There are also two options currently available to buy, one simply being just the bracket, and a second option being more of a complete kit that would include new fuel return lines and connectors. I've made a video on how to install an E85 gauge in the past, and I'll post a link to that video in the video description if you want to learn more about that. As for recommendations, of course, this is something for anyone that has the ethanol sensor and needs this mount. Currently, the price for this ethanol sensor bracket is around $60. The final item is the rear camber alignment locks. So the OEM rear camber alignment bolts are located on the inner part of the rear control arms. These camber alignment locks replace the factory eccentric washers and bolts on the EVO 8 and 9 rear suspension. So this octagonal shape keeps the bolt retained in a fixed position and doesn't allow it to potentially move like the round eccentric washer could if it were to slip. And rotating these octagonal locks and or moving the bolt to either of the two holes allows this bolt to be located in 7 different positions, which utilizes the entire adjustment range that the factory subframe allows. The octagonal locks are made from billet 6061 aluminum and anodized black for corrosion protection. The hardware is all zinc plated and the bolts are graded at 10.9 and the nuts feature integrated lock washers. So this is compatible with your OEM stock lower control arms and also aftermarket control arms. It's meant for use with the factory subframe, but may also work with an aftermarket subframe if you happen to swap that out. This particular product is something I would recommend for anyone that does a lot of hard driving with their Evo at the track or an autocross, but it would probably be less important if you just use your Evo for a daily driver. Current price for this rear camber alignment locks is around $80. So there you have it. There's some more details about each one of these products. I do hope to make some how-to videos on these in the future as well. But of course, for now, I'm working with what I can. Considering it's cold, I don't have a heated garage, but I got the studio set up now so I could show you some more information about these parts, and I'm happy to do so. These, of course, are not the only parts Wunderladen Racing has. These are just the 3 that I purchased. So if you want to check out their website, you can do so to see a couple other custom Evo 8 products they make and Evo 9 products they make. And of course, you can use the coupon code BoostedFilms10 to get 10% off. So that is about it for this video, but of course I would like to start making more videos like this, and you could help me out a number of ways. 1, comment, let me know what products you'd like to see me review, maybe what products you'd like to see more how-to videos on. And of course, a general like and subscribe always helps a channel. Everyone knows that. I just don't like to repeat that all the time. And also, if you do have the means, if you did use the coupon code, if you were going to purchase anything from them, it's just a good way for them to know that this video kind of works and helps them sell their products. So that should help me do more in the future if you have the means. But as always, this is Paul from Boosted Films saying thanks so much for watching.